Many fans who are in this shit.
Welcome back to MDG Media's coverage of the Sieravuori Challenge presented by Innova Champion Discs. This is the 9th stop on the Euro Tour. We got round 1 back 9, MPO feature card coverage, Andrew Gum and Elias Lukonen here in the booth.
What's up, Andrew?
Hey, man.
What's up, viewers? Nice to be here once again. Yeah, we saw some good play on the front 9, but also some improvements to be made. But Joona Heinänen from our card shooting just a hot front 9. 600, that's super good.
Yeah, pretty decent scores from most of our feature cards. Hjalte a little bit slow. But I think even like a 3 down on the front 9 is not too bad. You can still score pretty well on the back and, turn in a good card. This is a really beautiful property. It's a holiday resort, lakeside paradise, really. Here we are on hole 10. Really strange par 4, 135 meters. You got that Mando early on the left, kind of forcing you to go to the right side and try to move as far left as you can. Pretty tight. Weird, yeah, like a unique shape. It's a short par 4. I guess maybe the best way to get way down there is up with something really high up over the top. It saw some really cool lefty backhand turnover line from Lenny Kempäinen that got all the way up there, and he actually hit the chains for an ace today on this hole, if you can believe that.
Damn, that's crazy on this one. And you can see the shape here pretty well from these big power players just trying to get high up there, and that seems like a pretty nice shot, right?
It's great. Yeah, the fairway's pretty narrow and it's quite soggy because it rains so much, but basically anything that gets you up there with a look at the basket, you're happy with. Distance is so short. If you got the power to go up over the top, and seems to be the highest percentage play for these guys. There you see it, tombstoning in. That's great. He's probably got only 30, 40 meters left.
Nice. And even Miro, as he's not the biggest arm on the card, probably actually the shortest thrower on this card, as we've got some huge arms here. Still trying to get pretty high there.
Caught an early tree, but I didn't see it finish.
Oh yeah, baby.
Kind of a tough hole for the catch cam guys. It's totally blind, and with the people going up that high, it's pretty hard to locate the disc. Here we see Miro.
Yeah. Miro here. He actually showed a couple of nice forehands on the front 9. And that's another pretty good one there. Gonna have a long putt. Andrew, did you see a lot of people going down the actual fairway and not going over the top?
I played it that way, and I guess I saw a few other people do it as well. You don't really need too much off the tee. You just it's more about placement. If you're in the middle, then you just have a kind of a straight shot to get up and down. So it's a pretty good way to play it as well. You can't get much distance that way because of the tight angle. But you don't really need it either. You just want to be in the fairway. Pretty nice upshot there.
Although it looks like, both Hjalte and Rasmus having such big drives, they're just able to jump at these approaches, which I think must be a pretty good advantage on this one. Looks like the green is sloping a little bit behind the basket.
Yeah, this is actually
down towards the basket.
Quite a lot downhill, and then with that elevated basket, it can be a bit of a scary green for sure. Those kind of jump putt approaches, it's a good way to get the speed in, speed control checked. That's a nice birdie. And this fairway, as well as a lot of the wooded holes, are just chocked full of ripe blueberries and lingonberries. So it's kind of like prime time pickings for the sweet goodies from the forest. Have a little snack as you go. Seeing some pretty good putts here.
Ooh, that was a bit of a high one there, but
yeah.
sticking in.
So
Nice 3 birdies there.
yeah, birdie. You really want a birdie on this one. A par feels like a bogey. Hole 11, par 3, 75 meters. Another unique shape. You got these way uphill, playing more like, 90 or close to 100 meters because you're throwing so far uphill. And then it's really well-guarded green with a steep sloping granite rock slab right after the bullseye dropping off on the right side of the green there. And then there's also quite a few little trees, so you kind of just hope you don't get stuck up behind them too much. Joona going way over the top of everything. And I think that works out pretty good. He might be like pin high on the left side. Circle's edge.
Yeah, seems like a pretty common theme here on this wooded holes. You know, people taking a lot of the trees out of play. But Rasmus not really caring about that, just throwing a nice, smooth forehand up there. And Hjalte with a grenade.
I think there's a good play on this hole. Oh yeah, there you see it. About 5-6 meters from the bucket. And that...
Yeah, what a weird coincidence. Hjalte going grenade there after we saw the most consistent grenade thrower in Finland, Roni Rönkönen, walking with him throughout the front 9.
You think he inspired him?
Maybe, might have been. And looks like a really good play on this, as everybody else is kind of further away than Hjalte with that grenade.
I like the grenade play if you got it, for sure. And there's a lot of different ways to play this hole. It's kind of like I've seen almost like a dozen different lines already. Seems like everyone's got their own way to attack it. A little chain out there, left side. Showing some frustration.
Yeah, talking about attacking, Rasmus attacking that tree. Yeah, I'm sure he's, as the defending champion, it must be pretty frustrating to... You know, he's not having a bad round by any means. He's still shooting solid, 4 under through 11. It's not going to be bad, but he knows he can do so much better. And especially when you see somebody like Joona on your card shooting just very solid, getting the birdies, not getting any bogeys.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure to try to defend a big title. And when you got your sponsor here running the... Like as a title sponsor, maybe a little bit extra pressure. Does that affect you as a player? That kind of thing?
I don't know for Rasmus. For myself, I can't say I feel extra pressure. I think it's just kind of like extra support.
Yeah.
So I think if he feels pressure, it's probably mostly because he's trying to defend that title.
Okay. Yeah, that hole was playing as one of the easier ones. 2.74 average, almost 50% birdies. This one's quite a bit tougher. Hole 12, par 340 meters, downhill with a gap to hit off the tee, and then you got OB here on the left side, and then see people push it too straight and go OB on the right side as well. But the good shots will kind of keep the hyzer line and finish all the way up here, somewhere around the circle's edge or inside, I guess, if you get it just right.
Yeah, tricky hole here. It's the most difficult on the course, playing with half a stroke above par average. So one of the more difficult holes we even see on a lot of courses. And wow, you can just see why. Hjalte there with a pretty good looking shot, but just not able to fade in. That's exactly what you talked about, pushing it too straight.
You see that quite often. This is a tough hole. This looks pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Like it's really hard to get it inside the circle. You know, if you give yourself a circle 2 putt on this one, you're pretty happy. This is like proper bonus birdie. We did have, yeah, just 8% of the field birdieing it. 42% bogey or worse.
Yeah, pretty tough. And I suppose Rasmus is going to have a bit of a tough approach there as he hit it early left.
Yeah, this is one of those holes that can get out of hand pretty quick if you're not careful. Even though it's so open, it's just the way it shapes. It can kind of bait you into going OB in a few different ways.
Yeah, seems like that for sure. But wow, what an incredible approach from Rasmus. I think he had probably upwards to 100 meters left to the basket, but able to throw it with a standstill and just park there.
Yeah, that was nice. We saw Hjalte's bid just a little bit off, but good effort. That one's high left.
Interestingly enough, Miro changing his putters mid-season, putting with those Discmania Logics now.
Okay.
And Joona, wow, incredible. Such a good pace on that putt, just perfectly dropping at the basket.
Very nicely done. We had one park job from Jasper Heinänen. That's pretty impressive to get all the way into the bullseye off the tee. A lot of the birdies were coming from circle 2.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive to get inside the bullseye, as Joona's shot, to my eye, looked almost like the perfect shot, and he still ended up on that circle's edge on the short right.
Yeah, that was one of the best drives I've seen from Joona. It's kind of hard to imagine how he got to the bullseye. I guess everything just has to go perfectly right and get a little skip and a roll. Moving on, hole 13, par 3, 113 meters. This one's pretty tricky. It's got a low ceiling and tight gaps. A few different options. There's kind of the main middle gap where the drone flew, and there's a little bit skinnier one on the right side. But yeah, low ceiling and a really well-guarded green. Takes a nice kind of like tight, straight, low laser beam shot to get all the way up there.
Yeah, expecting a lot of these players to put some good power on the disc, even with this medium distance. And exactly what Joona did there, just not quite getting it up to flat.
Yeah, there's not a ton of airspace, so you do have to throw it pretty hard and kind of just hope it doesn't skip past the basket, but because the green's pretty tight behind there as well. You get about 6-7 meters and you can be pretty claustrophobic in there.
That was a nice shot from Rasmus though. Yep. Just able to flip it up a little bit. Looks like that's the line that these guys are going for, that slight hyzer to flip up.
That fights through. Should be an easy up and down, but out of birdie range. Well, that was a pretty good bid from way, way deep. Checks up close.
I think Hjalte is probably feeling pretty aggressive at this point. Wouldn't be surprised if this drew medal. Wow.
You called it.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, I can promise you guys, I have not seen this video before.
You can just tell when Hjalte's on a mission. If it's not going his way, he starts pulling out all the stops. That was crazy. Hitting chains from way outside circle 2. Didn't collect, unfortunately. There's a good putt.
Yep, well done there. Rasmus had a couple of missed putts early in the round, so nice to have that one in.
Miro in for another par. He's kind of slowed down a fair bit. Just pars here on the back 9. Still in the mix.
Yep, I feel like that's kind of, well, on this one as well, you know, there's 60% of the field getting par, so quite often the miss is, you know, not quite getting in the circle, maybe missing your putt, and then you just have that easy par.
The J, it's kind of like a companion disc to the Rock, not quite as overstable. So it's more point and shoot than the Rock is, but it's still got really good torque resistance and it plays really well in the wind, and you can throw it sidearm.
Yeah, huge thanks to Innova Discs, the original disc golf manufacturer. Still innovating and still doing lots to grow the sport, and really great to have their support here. Beautiful par 5, hole 14, 290 meters, subtly downhill all the way to the beach. There's a sauna there. Got OB left and right, first of all. Starts to taper down a little bit and narrow as you get closer to the green. The pinch point's kind of here by this last tree and light pool on the left. Then there you see this beautiful green. Perfect swimming beach. Sauna's right there on your right. Lovely, lovely setting here.
Yeah, what a beautiful hole, and judging by a lot of videos I've seen from this hole, it sets up for some big drives.
Yeah.
Especially from this guy.
This is that kind of hole you can just come and empty your bag, you know. You just get to watch the disc fly. It's beautiful, you know, like there's so much space there, and it's a little bit downhill, so you can get a full flight pretty easy out of most of your discs, you know. Super fun.
Yeah, not quite on that one though, as Rasmus said, freaking idiot on his release. And Joona, I think, having a better line here, just has to fade back before the out of bounds, and that is big and seems to be well on the fairway. It doesn't matter if you're left or right on this one.
No, it's just wide open, really. You just launch it down there as far as you can and then see where you're at. I mean, kind of surprised to see Rasmus miss that one. Heinänen out early. It's a pretty wide fairway. And eagle is definitely in play, especially for these big guys. They're big arm guys. That's testing the left side OB as well.
Hjalte. Yeah, looks like he barely stayed in there, but I'm pretty surprised. It's a very wide fairway, and with that downhill that you mentioned, it seems like you don't have to go for that big flex shot, but rather just go for the glidey hyzer.
Yeah, you know, keep it safe. I guess if you're playing for eagle, you want to get as much distance as you can off the tee, but I mean, it's kind of strange to see people OB on this one with as much space as there is.
And Rasmus even going for a slow disc here. So, yeah, probably good for that distance control. You don't want to go into that lake.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an incredible kick, though. Wow.
Tree love, kicking him right back onto the fairway or almost to circle 2. Yeah, the OB behind is an issue sometimes. Look at this, tracking for the basket and checking up inside the bullseye.
Whoa. Bullseye for the eagle. That's nasty.
Wow. Huge. Great accuracy from that distance. Miro with the forehand, sliding up into circle one.
And this is still Rasmus for birdie, even after two pretty, two not the greatest shots.
Yeah, he got really lucky on
This
that.
is definitely not the hole you want to par, I guess.
No.
As 50% of the field is going below.
Yeah, this is one you really want to get. Oh, nice soft run there. Deep breath. A little bit frustrated. Nice putt.
Solid stroke. Wow. Perfectly in line.
Yeah, back on the birdie train after a slow back nine. Still time to make some moves. Quite a few birdieable holes here in the backstretch.
Yeah, and Joona here for that eagle.
Tap.
Incredible play. And there was actually two other eagles besides him. Both Aapo Mustonen and Samuli Rantanen getting that great 3 on this one.
Yeah, great eagles. I think those are new names to me, but that's a good eagle to get for sure. And Joona with that moves to 10 under. Crazy how those eagles really kind of jumpstart things. Moving to double digits. Hole 15, par 3, 80 meters. Kind of a touchy little, I guess for these guys, a putter shot. It's quite a skippy green here. You can see it's a big flat piece of granite rock, so you can kind of expect to get some ground play. Another green with beautiful views of the lake. This is, here you get to see the line. That's really nice. Maybe just overshooting it a little bit. No, he's right there. 7-8 meters coming back.
Yep, not bad there. This is actually the second easiest one on the course. So definitely a hole you would love to birdie. Not going to be the case for Miro though there.
Oh, I've seen that tree hit quite a few times. It's kind of just leaning a little bit into the place where you want the drive to go, but there's plenty of space to. You just got to keep it low on this one. It's a blind shot. You can't see the basket at all, so it does require a little bit of faith and trust there, and that's a really nice touch on that one. Gets it to land right next to the basket and slides just outside the bullseye.
Yep, and now Hjalte trying to do kind of what he wanted to do on the first shot, but still having some work left to do. And Miro hopefully gonna be putting it a little bit closer for him not to have any stress on this hole. That's only 8% of the field played above par, so extremely easy.
Oh, surprising miss there from Joona. He's been pretty dialed in. Just missed that one short. Nice par putt from Hjalte.
Yep, clean release there for sure. Seems like a pretty nice vibe on the course, you know. You got some of those other players watching the round that have already finished their rounds, respectively. Just beautiful view, just look at this. Might be one of the most beautiful views on any green I have seen on a disc golf course.
Yeah, it's a really nice place. Like I said, incredibly peaceful. Big lake here. And not a whole lot of settlements anywhere around, so real nice taste of Finnish nature. They've done a great job. It's kind of a small staff, but they've worked really hard. They're really dedicated and put in a lot of work to make it all ready. and they were faced with some challenges with the heavy rains leading up to it. There was actually a big tree fell and like crushed one of the new baskets as well. So they've had their work cut out for them, but hats off to the crew for doing a great job and working so hard and making this happen. Hole 16 is a par 3, 95 meters. Kind of just a pure hyzer, like a, I don't know, overstable fairway or an approach disc for the big arms. One of the easier holes on the course, I would say.
Yeah, seems like the stats agree with you, as it is, well, the easiest hole, playing half a stroke below par. And Rasmus there going with just a Toro, and looks like Joona also with a slow disc.
Yeah, there's not too much.
Pretty nice distance for these guys.
Yeah, it's just kind of a touch hyzer, isn't it? There's not too much that can go wrong. I guess you can kind of overshoot it and go OB. That's pretty tight on the left side of the green. But these type of players should have this shot pretty much dialed in 9 out of 10 times.
Yep, and even Miro there with what looked like a bit of a wide release. And he was even wanting his disc to hurry back left, still able to get it within 5.
Ooh, I was tracking for the basket. Spiked in there. Bullseye hit. There you can see how soggy it is in certain spots. Torrential downpours really early week. Made it pretty hard for some of the practice rounds. And happy to see the weather cleared off for the weekend, though. It's been lovely.
Yeah, looks like Rasmus is going to be taking the lone par on the card after missing that putt from inside the circle.
Disappointing par on
Everybody
this one.
else would just tap in. Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like a lot of these holes on the back nine are setting up for some great scoring. I mean, this one obviously, as it's the easiest one, probably most out of any hole.
For sure, yeah. Moving on to hole 17, par 3, 135 meters. Beautiful, picturesque hole here. You go over the little pond, head towards the beach. A little bit downhill all the way, so even though it's 135, you can get there with about 120 worth of power. And there is some OB to worry about there on the left side, and then behind at the lake's edge. Really, really pretty hole. And fun to throw.
Joona here with that T-bird. This is a little bit low though. Getting over the pond easily, but that's not gonna be a chance for the birdie really. Probably just gonna have to play for par from there.
Yeah, there's like a skateboarding half pipe kind of ramp going on there, and he's gonna be pinned up behind it, so hopefully he can stretch out and get up and down without too much worry. That one's gonna be deep in circle 2, I believe.
Pretty common place to land here. 54% of the field landing in circle 2, but only 23% landing in circle 1 here. Although it looks like Hjalte is gonna be one of those 23%. Beautiful shot there with that FD1.
Yeah, nice way to play it. Whoa. Rasmus going way wide right. Gets hung up in that tree, and looks like he lands there on the skate park.
Looked like he was trying to go over the right side trees. Is that like a real play, or is it a real play only for him?
Yeah, I think it's just for him. I haven't seen anybody try that yet. Didn't seem to work out there, but there's, I guess plenty of room down there's a couple gaps. But then I guess if you got that kind of power, you can start to play around with the big high shots too. That's the first I've seen it though, so I don't know. I'm sure it worked in practice for him, or he wouldn't pull it out in the competition. But that putt hit the band from pretty far out for Miro. Rasmus in for par.
Yeah. You can kind of see the frustration setting in there. Not happy with that 6 under round, as he's already 5 back of Joona. And that's a nice birdie from Hjalte.
Yeah. It is possible to overshoot this one. It's a little bit downhill, and that sand can be sometimes skippier than you'd think. So a few pars and that nice birdie from Hjalte. Moving on to the final hole. Par 3, 120 meters. Another really nice hole. Got that pond coming back the other way there on your left. OB on the right. And then the green pretty well guarded by a cluster of trees right here. If you can get past either like short of them, you'll give yourself kind of a circle's edge putt, or if you go around them and try to get the skip for the park job, that's possible, but you can also go long OB that way if you're not careful.
Another good hole for Hjalte to grab that FD1 and just trying to hammer it flat.
Looks like Hjalte's got this overstable driver moving left on time. Barely.
Barely, yes. Wow, that FD1 getting a little bit of flip on his throw. Hjalte, somebody who has a lot of speed on the throw, so no wonder there.
A little bit higher here from Joona. Coming in nicely, but just pushes a little too straight.
Looks like they're all kind of pushing that right side OB. Well, Miro definitely pushing it more than he would like. Is it the play here kind of to go around that outside to the right?
That's kind of the play if you want to park it, yeah. If you're happy with just kind of a circle's edge putt, then you can move inside of those trees. You know, like get it to fade just in front of them and then, you know, give yourself an open look from circle's edge. But yeah, that seems to be where most of the guys are going. They're trying to get it to sort of stable up. But that OB creeps in pretty quick. It's inside the circle on the backside.
A couple of disappointing putt misses there. Both Rasmus and Miro. Miro actually gonna take a bogey there. So after having a decent front nine, not really able to put it together on the back. And Rasmus obviously just a frustratingly slow round. Never really getting far under par. But Joona there, wow. That was pretty impressive. He made that 11 under look very easy.
Yeah, that's the course record. Hot round. Bogey free. Solid start for Joona. Great finish there for Hjalte as well. He battled tough, got a turkey at the end. 6 down, solid, especially after that slow front nine. Unfortunate bogey there to finish for Miro.
Some pretty good separation there already inside our card. But what about the field there? Joona, wow. Such a good round there, 11, but only going to be leading by 1 over Nestori Tuhkanen. Very talented young Finnish player who actually just came back from the military service before this year, so not even having the most practice. And we're going to have Jasper Heino and Teemu Lampainen finish out our lead card for round 2. Thank you, viewers, and thank you, Andrew.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here in the booth with you for this exciting event here on the Euro Tour. Make sure you check out MDG Media's Patreon account. Help support that way. That's a great great thing to do to help us continue to bring great quality coverage for you. That's going to do it for the first round. Make sure you come on back for round 2, moving day. It's going to be a ton of fun. We'll see you there.